Hello, this is Dave from cheapbooks.com. I'm playing World of Tanks. The tank I am playing, is the name of the tank, is the Grant. It's a British Tier 4 medium tank. I just purchased it a minute ago. And I'm going to show you how I equip it. I'm going to show you whether or not I decide to train these guys to 100%. And I'm going to show you my first game. You'll note that we've got the 5 times victory today. So basically, the first thing I usually do is find my crew. But the question is, do you want to train them to 100% or not? I'm only going to play this tank enough to get to the Sherman. That's going to be the 13,400 plus the 2,000, which brings it up to 15,500. And I'm probably going to skip these other optional items. So that's 15,000. I think you need 210,000 total to get to the next skill. But the question is, do I want to spend that money, that 15,000, on these guys? It would cost me, let's say, $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, $6 to give them an additional 15,000 experience. Is it worth that money? I don't know. I'm going to go into my barracks and I'm going to look at the UK. You can see I got 2 guys here. He has basically nothing useful. This one has 31% recon. So I could put him into a loader, for example, or a gunner using the change option. But it would cost a lot of gold. And you know what? Upon reviewing all this, I don't think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to keep these guys. I'm going to use the free options and just move on. So for my commander, I'm going to put him on the current vehicle and I'm going to make him free, like so. And for the gunner, often you want if you're going to pay for one guy, make it the gunner, because he's the one you want to have the accuracy. If you don't have an accurate gun, you're just going to miss your shots, and it defeats the purpose of playing the game. Unless you like to ram people. If you like to ram people, maybe you want the driver. I suppose if you're going to do spotting, maybe you want the driver to be at 100% or perhaps a commander. So all of my guys are at 55%. They're at 50% plus the commander's bonus. When I was first started playing, I used to use my silver, but I don't do that anymore. I don't see anything that I can mount here for free that I already own, so I'm not going to do it. So let's get into service. I have to make sure I got everything I want. I'm going to make sure I got my radio. I am going to check this. The Grant, the Sherman 3, the Achilles are future tanks. That's just the Grant. So basically, you probably want to get this because it is usable, on the Sherman, and it's usable on the Achilles. If you get 1,400 extra EXP, use them now. We're going to check the guns. This one is a penetration of 90. This one is 92. This one is 105. You want the higher penetration, even if it does less damage. So get the higher penetration. Penetrations are what count in the game. Then you're going to go to service. Penetrations earn you more experience. I suppose if you're, well, you could argue it either way. I'm going to get the small repair kit. I'm going to get the large repair kit. And I am going to get the automatic fire extinguisher. And I always keep, you can change the order of your ammo, how it's stored, and I always keep it with the regular rounds, the gold rounds, and the high explosives. It makes it a lot easier during gameplay when you have to switch between rounds, which is something you need to learn how to do. The other thing I'm going to do is pay for my camouflage for 7 days, which is going to be basically today and tomorrow. Or maybe just today. Okay, so I'm ready to get into a game with this guy. let's see how it goes. This is the first game. Looks like everything's good. You want to make sure you have ammunition when you go into a game. Let's get into a battle. So this is the Grant. It's a Tier 4 medium tank. I am number 1 in the rankings for the team, which hopefully is an advantage. Awaiting players. So there's 2 enemy artillery units, the M37 and the M7 Priest. Their icons are in brown. Those are tanks that I might want to go for if I'm fast enough. There's 1 tank destroyer, which is the Valentine AT, which is dark gray. He's in the middle on the enemy team, on the right. And knowing how many they have is important because the tank destroyers tend to go to the west side.
Move out.
So if there's a lot of tank destroyers, if there were like 7 tank destroyers, you would know that there would probably be more tanks on the west side. As you can see, my tank is fairly slow. The enemy excuse me, the enemy SPG units tend to hang around the rail line in the K6 area, the K7 area on the minimap. You got to be careful crossing the bridge here because they could easily take a random shot at you. And note that the gun is not the gun at the top, it's the gun on the right. I would love to get up on that hill, but I think it's going to take a long time to get there. Okay, so we got a lot of tanks here in the middle. I'm going to head for that rail. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perhaps there's 6 tanks in the middle. And no allies.
Target acquired.
Oh, this tank has to turn to shoot.
Permission to engage.
Okay, so this is going to be difficult.
Track hit. Penetration.
Keep on nailing them.
Penetration.
So I can't turn a turret.
Enemy armor is hit. Got him.
I'm going to go after... There's a guy in the middle over here. So I'm going to go after him. Or maybe there's 2.
Target acquired. Critical hit. That one bounced. Where'd they go? Ready to fire. Enemy is hit.
I think he's shooting at me.
Penetration.
Come on.
Enemy armor is hit. Gotcha. One of our tracks is damaged.
Someone is sniping at me from that mountain.
We're done for. Everyone get out.
Okay, so I got killed by the enemy artillery. I did get 2 kills. I was the highest tier tank. It seems like it has a higher, a good gun. I did get one of the second guns. I didn't use the stock gun, so my gun penetrates more. Based on the number of penetrations I had, let's suggest that perhaps I got 8 penetrations. It's probably going to rank me in the maybe 3rd for the team. So I expect to get pretty good EXP. It is 9-4, and the team is apparently afraid to move. So it's going to look. It looks like it's going to be a long game. Mr. Steel and Pain. What a cute little tank. Ideally, oh, there he is. Mr. Valentine. Ideally, you want to swarm on the enemy. When you find the enemy, you want to have your whole team chase after him. Ooh, look at that ricochet. That was beautiful. All he needed to do was really hide in that... oh god, the enemy Artie is right there in a suicide position. Okay, so... all he's got to do is hide in the bushes. He doesn't have to run away. What he needs to do is move a little bit to the right. Oh, he took a shot on that guy. And taking a shot exposes his position. Perhaps not in this case because he's far enough back. I would definitely, well, I would not definitely charge that Valentine. For some reason his gun wasn't pointed at the enemy tank. But he did get some penetrations in, and that's what's important, because it's penetrations that give you experience. And what he should have done to avoid being detected, he should have spotted the Valentine, reversed outside of the bushes to the position where he is now, and then shot through the bushes, and the Valentine probably would not have seen him. So the hunt is on for Mr. Raman. He's probably going to be in the corner somewhere. You could assume either the K0 or the K1 corner. There he is on the rail. Look at that, right in the open. I mean, anybody could take him out right now. For some reason, that Panzer either was running for him or running from him, or otherwise chose not to shoot at him. So I was one of the first ones to die, but let's see how I did on the rankings. Oh, I showed up number 1. I got 8 penetrations. Now, the thing that's interesting is if I had stayed in that game and killed a lot more tanks, I probably could have gotten a lot more experience. So, I got 2 kills. I got the second class mastery badge, the Fire Fur effect. I interacted with a lot of tanks. Kai Feng is the one who killed me. I got my 5 times experience, which is 4,065. That is excellent. The 4,065 is surely going to help me get my Sherman. This gun is 92-100. Probably not going to buy the gun because I want the higher penetration. This is something you need to decide on your own. This one has more damage. This one has more penetration. So you decide, this one has like 30% more damage. I want the higher penetration, even if it's only 10% more. So it's a decision you make on your own which way you want to go. And I need 11,000. So I'm probably not going to get it today. But I'm guessing that in 2 days I'm going to have this Sherman because of those 5 times for victories. If you have any questions about the grant, please post them below.